Okay, man, we got a lot to get off my chest today. Welcome back to another episode. Man, there's a lot that's happened in the past 24 hours that has, made me spawn this kind of video so quickly, and I'm hoping nobody is watching me because I don't like doing this where people are still roaming around, but it's whatever. I don't care. This is something that I, again, need to get out into the atmosphere and whatever my thoughts are on it, my opinions are on it. And when I do these things, I don't write things, I don't script things, I don't go over things. I just kind of talk, I kind of rant, and it's still fresh in my mind. So one of the things I need to express, or I guess today's episode for off one's chest, is why the truth no longer matters. And I don't think this is a shock to anybody. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone living in America. But, uh, you know, there there was a point in time where you grew up and you were supposed to respect your elders. You're supposed to say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and the golden rule was always tell the truth. And you know, you would be a better person for it. Your integrity would grow, and you could be trusted. But it seems to me that the payoff for telling the truth has been so, I don't know, drastically castrated to the point where there's no incentive to telling the truth, with the exception of you being a good person. And being a good person gets you nowhere. Not in business, not in the corporate world, not in relationships. And I'm sorry to say, it gets you nowhere in life being the good guy. And why is that? Why is it that when someone wants to do right and make a difference in the world, they get shit on, they get, all these allegations start coming out, with the exceptions of if they did it like Diddy or something. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual people that go out of their way to be a light in this world. But unfortunately, when going about doing these things, they either get assassinated, they get canceled, or they don't get enough attention to where the cause dies, or it gets overtaken by another more powerful organization to shut the voice down. And I bring up this topic because something that has happened to me in terms of telling the truth really just kind of makes it confusing to even want to be with anybody, in terms of relationship. But um, you know, I don't like that in my past I've lied to make other women feel comfortable. And I don't and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has done that. I'm sure there's a, a, a generation of men that have lied to keep the peace in their house. My specific, uh, my specific, um, I guess, testimony is that I lied about the my political acumen, to keep a lady that I don't even know if I need to be with or if I should be with, and it takes a big person to really admit that. But I can honestly say that something like that really doesn't make me want a person any more um, or any better than having to, you know, keep telling them the things that they want to hear, only to prevent an argument. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a political person. I've never tried to claim to be. I've never even, you know, been to a rally. But for some reason, if I were to say that I voted for X or I voted for Y, but they are on the opposite of whatever party, it doesn't even matter. Like for example, like let's say I voted democratically for Kamala, and this person that I was dating voted for Trump and was a Republican. That would cause friction, even though I'm saying the truth and I'm not causing any harm. But it would be the easy way out would be if she said, I voted for Trump. What did you vote for? And I just said Trump, just to ease the tension because I know where this is going. Politics divide people for no reason, and everyone that focuses on politics is, to me, an idiot because everybody wants to be political every 4 years. Once it's time to vote for the president and this thing and this that, that's when all the topics come up where people start talking about the climate change, the taxes, the abortion, this that. That's when everybody wants to start running for office, in my opinion. They never talk about these things, you know, the year after or the year after that. It's always when it's about to become president season. Now, in this particular case, this person may or may not be doing that, but I just don't like that when I tell the truth, you can't handle the truth. But if I lie, it sounds better for you, but doesn't do anything for me. And this is not just with politics, this is with everything. Like, I can think of many situations where, you know, I mean, people lie all the time to get just a little bit more time to pay off something because they know that if they were to tell them the truth, they would be out on the street. Like, nobody wants to be out on the street, but you don't get respected for telling, like, if the example I can only think of is, um, the pursuit of happiness, where he's saying that he's behind on rent, and he's saying that he's got it, he's about to go get it right now, knowing damn well he has no funds in the bank account. But if he were to say, I don't have it, that's not gonna stop, that guy from kicking him out sooner. You have to lie. You have to lie to get by. And no one is respected by telling the truth. That's why when someone does tell the truth, it's shocking. I feel like the reason why Cat Williams did so many numbers on Club Shay Shay was because it felt like the truth. It was so outrageous that it could have been a lie, but over time things that he was saying was was the truth. Now I don't know about the reading the books 3,000 books a year thing, or whatever, but the truth has become so outrageous it sounds like the lie, and then the lie sounds like the truth. So I just get irritated nowadays that if I'm the, the people who are the most trustworthy are the ones that are telling all the lies. You know what I'm saying? And then if you tell the truth, you're labeled as a misogynist, you're labeled as a homophobe, you're labeled as um, like you're labeled as mansplaining. You know what I'm saying? Like all these negative connotations by saying the facts, literal facts. But I don't know. I just think this one isolated incident kind of encapsulated a whole bunch of things that I find what's wrong with you know podcasting, and a bunch of other ridiculous things that regular people think that they can do. And by all means, like if you want to start a podcast, that's fine, but it's not like you starting that podcast is gonna move mountains. And because everybody can do it and it's so easily accessible, you get stupid people like Fresh and Fit. You get people who give bad advice or biased advice like the Whatever podcast. You get idiots like the Haktu girl talk, whatever it's called. Everybody has a podcast for no reason, and they just say whatever they want. And with the problems with these mediums is that they have no social or research in terms of backing. They just kind of say things. They kind of say things as truth, like the Fugazi guy that you see on Instagram. They like to spew out statistics, and because you hear a percentage or you hear a this out of this many people, once you hear numbers, that's what makes them smart. That's what automatically makes people smart. And I'm not really anybody to try and conjure up some type of controversy, but I think what is the sad part about all of this is that there's people out there really trying to make things better by saying the truth. Growing up, the only way that you knew not to do something was if your parents either really hardwired that was dangerous, or you know they beat you. At least in the black community. I don't know about other races and stuff like that. But for a while, that was the formula and it worked. Now, that's known as abuse, and you know, you can't do that. But the truth hurts. I'm sorry. The truth hurts. If we were told not to stay out past the you know the street lights, there was a consequence. If we did, that consequence usually led to us feeling some type of pain to get it in our our head, or as they used to say, your thick skull, that this is what I require from you, and this is what's going to keep you safe. Now, what does that have to do with the truth and why it doesn't matter? The reason why something like an example like that doesn't matter is because, you know, parenting has changed. And for the sake of this video and what the society norms are, I know that growing up, you couldn't just have access to all these things as children, as 15 and younger. I'm not blaming phones for this. I'm not blaming TV or video games, but has done a lot. Influence has done a lot. And what influence does, it allows children to actively search for lies. Literally. People that they watch tell them something is this when it really isn't. That's why the Fresh and Fit, the, Haktua Girl, the whatever podcast, all these mediums are right there telling kids that something like it's hot outside when there's snow literally falling on the ground. And so then you see a bunch of I don't know, successful people that lie and get what they want, so they think that is the method of success. The truth doesn't matter. No one is telling the truth anymore because you can't succeed on the truth anymore. And it's a shame because it starts from very little. You know, a lie can get you many places from the very tiny to where you just need a little extra minutes to get to work. You may be running late. You may not say that you woke up late. You may say that there's traffic, but that keeps you from getting fired. Or it can go from the exponentially high where you're lying about something you found. You found money, and then, police ask you, what did you see? You say, I don't see anything. So I'm not saying coming to any of you like I'm a saint or anything like that. I'm just saying that I get tired of having to play. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but I get tired of having to play dumb. That's what it is. I get tired of having to play dumb. I don't want to play dumb anymore. I'm too old to play dumb, and I'm the bad guy for exposing other people that are trying to get other people to play dumb. That's why friendships, you know, not everybody can be my friend. Not everybody wants to be my friend. Um, and also don't tolerate people who like, are fake. Because that's also a branch of that. People who talk behind each other's back. So the truth no longer matters, and I don't know how it can matter again if it ever did. So I guess that's another episode in the books. Um, the You guys went crazy on the Smash video. So if you guys ever have questions that you want to ask me or want my opinions on, feel free to leave it in the comments. And I would love to do an episode where I just answer your questions. So, if you guys really like, these random opinions that I have about random topics that I just kind of blurt out, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll make a video, uh, especially answering all of your questions. So hopefully, um, this does a lot of numbers like the FGC versus Smash, and I have a lot more topics that I want to talk about. But this one really bothered me due to a few hours ago. So yeah, see you later, and keep on living.